There's something suspicious about nostalgia. It doesn't arrive on time, it always shows up late, once everything has been changed, once we're no longer there, once it's too far back to verify what really happened. Why is it that moments only feel sacred once they're gone? In the moment, life just is. You don't always recognize peace when you're living it. There's no narration, no slow motion, no glowing atmosphere. You're just too busy existing to realize you're in a memory in the making. And then one day, that same moment, ordinary, unremarkable, becomes something worth taking over. Is it just time that gives a moment meaning? Or do we project meaning onto the past because the present isn't offering us enough of it? We tend to look back when we're unsatisfied with now. When the present feels stale, uncertain, or threatening, the past becomes a safe haven, a cleaned, finished story. But that's the catch. The past is edited. We remove the noise, the stress, the boredom. All that's left is the warm glow of what we want to remember. We turn background noise into symphonies. We turn silence into serenity. We even miss the pain sometimes, not because it was good, but because it was ours. So what exactly is nostalgia? Is it a failure to appreciate the present? A longing for familiarity? A clever way our brain rewrites its history to help us cope? Or maybe it's something darker, a trap we walk into again and again because it's easier to replay the old than face the unknown. There's a paradox here. We crave authenticity, truth, rawness, the real, but we also romanticize the past. We paint over it like a canvas, changing the colors, softening the lines. If nostalgia is based on memory, and memory is famously flawed, then are we mourning things that never happened the way we think they did? Are we grieving a version of reality that only exists in our minds? And if so, why does it still feel so real? We talk about the good old days, but when exactly were they? Do they exist on a timeline, or only in comparison to what we have now? Is nostalgia simply proof that we're not satisfied with the present? That we believe our luck has run out? That the best has already happened, or what's ahead can't compete? Maybe, but maybe it's also more personal than that. It's not always about the world we miss. Sometimes it's us. The person we were before the wait, before the changes, before the failures, before the realization that life doesn't slow down for anyone. We miss who we were when things felt lighter, even if they weren't. Nostalgia has layers. It's memory, it's desire, it's grief, and maybe at its root, it's fear. The fear of letting go, the fear of moving on, the fear that we'll never feel that way again. That the future can't compete with what's been lost, even if what we lost was never as perfect as we remember. We cling to old places, old songs, old messages, because they remind us of a time when we weren't clinging to anything. But that raises another question. Why do we struggle to let go? Is it because we think we're supposed to know what's next? As if life follows a script? We fear the unknown not just because it's uncertain, but because we assume we were supposed to have it all figured out by now. So we look back, because looking forward feels like walking blindfolded. But nostalgia doesn't return you to the past, it only teases it, like a museum behind glass. You can look, but you can't touch. And the more time passes, the more beautiful it all seems. Not because it was perfect, but because it's over. Done. Safe. No risk of loss. No chance of ruining it. No need to endure it again. The past is comforting because it doesn't fight back. But the present, it's still alive. It still asks for action. It still demands choice. So we face the paradox. The more we cling to the past, the harder it is to shape a future worth remembering. But to move forward, we have to accept something uncomfortable. What's ahead will never feel like what's behind, at least not yet. It takes time for now to become nostalgia, and by the time it does, you'll already be missing it. Maybe the answer isn't to reject nostalgia, but to treat it like a whisper, not a promise, a reminder of what once was, not a guarantee of what should have stayed. Because if all we ever do is look back, we'll miss the very moments that future us will someday wish we had paid more attention to.